What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Jason of Auglitical. I swim through the politics so you don't drown too. I'm just a man trying to bring common sense in a world where common sense isn't so common. I feel like I missed something. Nah, I ain't got the Joe Biden special. That shit just was smooth. Anyway, you know, as a person who tries to do his best to mind his business, let live and let live kind of thing, as long as you don't affect me or affect children, I kind of don't care about a lot of things. And then there's another part of me that is just like, you people suck. I think people suck. And they sit there and they say, oh, well, you got to treat others how you expect to be treated. And I go, why can't people just be like me? I'm not perfect. I know I'm not perfect. I give people wiggle room, but I don't judge. I try my best not to judge. But when the red flags are there, ladies, lady, there's only like one girl who watches this channel. Gents, why is no one paying attention to the signs? Now, I don't mean as everybody's the same. Let's all put them in the same kind of categories. I'm saying when the signs are there, the signs are there. That's why they're signs. Pay attention to them. Let's get into it. So there is a legendary NFL coach, and he's on tour, I believe, and he's doing these interviews to talk about his book that's coming out. Okay, no problem. And he brings his girl along to the interview, and the girl is with him. And you know what? I'll let it play I'll let it play so you guys can experience it yourselves.
How did you guys meet?
Not talking about this.
Bill Belichick's girlfriend, Jordan Hudson, awkwardly interrupted his CBS Sunday morning interview over a question about the pair's relationship. Journalist Tony DeCopo asked the football coach how he and his 24-year-old girl.
Not gonna say a word. Not gonna say a word. Let's continue.
Relationship. Journalist Tony DeCopo asked the football coach how he and his 24-year-old girlfriend met, but before he could respond, Hudson interrupted off camera.
How did you guys meet?
Not talking about this.
No?
No.
It's a topic neither one of them is comfortable commenting on.
The segment, which aired
One more time, just in case you didn't notice it, because I picked up on the body movement as well. We're not going to talk about this. Pay attention to the slightly above her lip. We're not going to talk about. Pay attention.
A topic neither one of them is comfortable commenting on.
You saw the twitch? One more time, just in case you didn't see it. You know, my eyes are getting bad as I get older, but these are just little things that I've noticed. Pay attention real quick to her cheek right there.
Neither one of them is comfortable commenting on.
The segment, which aired April 27th, also included another interjection from Hudson before the CBS Mornings co-host noted in a voiceover that Hudson was a constant presence during their interview while displaying a photo of the Miss Maine pageant contestant standing by her 73-year-old boyfriend. Belichick.
So you heard that right. For you guys who don't know who this man is 73 years old. This woman is 24 years old. Now, I do truly believe you should be able to do whatever you want to do. But if somebody comes into somebody's life and they've actually been together for 4 years, though that means absolutely nothing, right? I'm bad with math, but if somebody's dating somebody who is 73 and this person is 24, what that says, you guessed it right. It's this guy is like 40 gajillion years older than this goddamn woman. And she's coming into his picture when he's on tour and she's shutting shit down. Now, again, it's the signs. You don't treat everybody the same now, but it is the signs. It is in your face. In your face. Me, 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 me. I'm going to control shit. I'm going to do whatever. I guarantee you, when this man was doing his career as a coach, excuse me, I'm so sorry. When he was doing, I'm going to sneeze again. I guarantee it. I promise it. And there's nothing you can do to stop me. Before she was even born, this man was 49. I think, right? I'm bad with math. Correct me if you feel like it. But he was already well onto his career. I guarantee you, she did not add to any of his views on coaching or strategies or anything like this or help him get his money to where it is. But let's continue.
Did address, however, how he deals with the public interest over the couple's relationship. The pair have a nearly 50-year age gap.
You have Jordan right over there. Everybody in the world seems to be following this relationship. They've got an opinion about your private life. It's got nothing to do with them, but they're invested in it. How do you deal with that?
I've never been too worried about what everybody else thinks. Just try to do what I feel like is best for me and what's right.
Additionally,
Which is insane for him to say this, because of course people are going to want to know what your life is like. If you are this iconic figure, because you will be if you're going around making books. I don't think every coach goes around making books. But if you did have a successful career, now mind you, I don't know shit about football, now I know more. I used to like to play, but I don't know how big this guy is. I don't know if he's something like a John Madden or whatever like this. But if you're on tour and people are gonna buy your book, of course they want to get the flavor text. That's what makes it so important for your book to be successful. It gives insights into your life. So you got this young thing right here. And dudes are gonna want to know that. They're gonna want to know your dating strategy. They're gonna want to know about your day-to-day life. They're gonna want to know the juicy shit. And you just said you don't care so much about what other people, how they view you. Okay, well then why is it such a giant shift? Because that's conflicting personalities. That is there not a weird shift in the behavior? You know, if you're in a relationship with somebody, you sit here saying that you don't view things a certain way and you don't let it get to you or whatever like this, and then you got somebody else completely there trying to shut shit down. That's completely different philosophies for life, buddy. And mind you, you're the older one and she's coming in weird shit. Just saying, it's weird.
the former NFL coach commented on loved-up photos Hudson has shared of the duo on Instagram.
You joined InstaFace, as you put it. I love that. There's some great pictures of you and Jordan, where you're a fisherman and she's a mermaid. It's charming. It's a different side of you. What's the reaction been like?
What's it been like?
To have these different sort of photos. There's another one where you're doing, I know you're not into meditation or yoga or Pilates. You're balancing Jordan on your feet and she's doing kind of the Titanic pose.
Yeah, so I'm on some of those social media platforms, but I honestly don't follow them.
So generally, you're just doing whatever you're doing. You're chilling and you're trying to keep this girl, make her happy, right? Guarantee you, there's a good chance he probably doesn't even want to upload these photos. Am I lying, guys? Ladies, am I lying? How hard is it to get a lot of these guys to take photos? I remember I only have one picture as a child. I don't even know where it is. And it's the only picture anywhere of me as a child. I don't even know where it is. And you know what? I don't keep it around. Guys don't like taking pictures. And if he is the man's that he is, where he doesn't even like meditation, why would he be uploading pictures on these platforms? He doesn't even know the name of the platform properly. And mind you, he's a strategist. But InstaFace, come on now, this is crazy. And I was looking at some of the comments because sometimes me, when I'm not well versed in something, I need to make sure I'm not bugging with my intrusive thoughts that come out, because you'd be surprised. Your intrusive thoughts a lot of times be kind of right. When you with your girlfriend and your girlfriend is a little bit too friendly with your best friend, your inside thoughts go, and sometimes your gut feeling is right. A lot of times your gut feeling is right. The oldest profession. She wants her burqa bag and private jet trips and is willing to do what it takes. In this case, a man old enough to be her granddaddy. And this is what I was thinking. She doesn't want to mention how they met. For somebody who is so involved, mind you, she stormed out of this interview. She outbursted multiple times at his own interview for his book while he's on tour. She stormed out and she thought that he was going to follow her. That's the type of control that she believes she has after popping up after 4 years in their relationship. I mean, in their lives. And you already seen it. That comment, how did you two meet, got her heated. Now, why would that get a woman heated? Why would a woman get heated for somebody asking, how did you two meet? It's been 4 years. It's been 4 years. Girls, you ask a girl how a guy how you met. I'm sorry. If you ask a woman how did she meet a man that she, mind you, she's had discussions about marrying him because of course she has. You ask any woman, I go ask somebody's grandma right now. Grandma could be on her deathbed. Go ask her how she met the love of her life or the whatever guy that she thinks fondly of, at least enough to marry. Watch grandma light the fuck up. Proud, happy. So what this tells me is that she's not proud of it. Now, I ain't saying it because I don't want to think like this, but some people are saying that she might be an escort. I'm confusing this story with the brothel article. Wonder why. She's pretty, but her eyes are vacant. I guess that's what happens when you sacrifice your dignity and morals for money. Here's the comment right here. She's basically a full-time escort. I have to wonder if she even works anymore. I know she had a job at one point, but I wouldn't be surprised if she's a stay-at-home girlfriend now. She seems to have all the time in the world to go on vacation and travel with him. Most people wouldn't have a job to go back to if she blew it off that often. Well, that's probably what it is. We already see. Listen, the amount of times that have in just these 3 years alone, I'm if you got the resources, I do believe a lot of people will throw away a lot of themselves to get what you have. And in this case, I would say we've seen time and time again, if you got finances, a lot of these people, and I don't want to specifically label it with women, but in this case we're talking about women. We've seen women who they completely do a 180 on what they claim to have been all their lives. We've seen women that this is a story as old as time. A woman gets with somebody who's much older, ends up divorcing him or probably getting some money after she has a way out or whatever, or she just waits until he dies. She's only 20, 24. How many more years does he have now? Again, this is just how I look at it. Let's get it. Jordan went completely off the rails during Bill Belichick's, I think I said it right, CBS interview, to the point where she stormed out of the room and delayed shooting for 30 minutes. Crazy, right? She's the one who wants to call the shots. Belichick agreed to do a sit down with Tommy Dokoupil, I can't say these names, of CBS Mornings to promote his new book, The Art of Winning. But it turned into an L, at least PR wise, when his 24-year-old girlfriend interrupted the interviewer, asking Bill how they met. We're told outside of the baffling moment that made the final edit, there were numerous other instances of Hudson butting in. Even when the legendary coach was answering questions about football, she would stop and correct him. Who the fuck does she think she is? Who the fuck does she think she is doing such a thing? Again, what I think I see, my man's book is named The Art of Winning. How is it named The Art of Winning? So you mean to tell me throughout your entire life as a strategist? Because I look at somebody like this as a strategist. You mean to tell me your entire life as a strategist, you gonna let somebody who's never played the game, never surveyed a field, never seen the pros and cons, weighed man versus man in terms of physical attributes, mental fortification, mental ability, you gonna sit there, somewhat of a general, because some people view football kind of like war. You're gonna sit there and let some fucking woman, and I say some fucking woman because of course this is not directed towards the high quality woman. The high quality woman doesn't need to hear any of this shit. This shit doesn't apply to her. This is aimed at these normal, decent grade women who are interwoven with these low quality women, right? You got to separate yourself from these type of people. If you are not comfortable with these type of questions, Why did you get with him? Because you knew what was up. You know what's up. Anyway, it's crazy. Our sources say Belichick only arrived at the interview in Hudson. No one from his publishing company, the University of North Carolina, or any other rep was with him, which was a bit of a head scratcher to CBS producers on set. Yeah, she probably think that she manages him now. At one point in the Q&A, Hudson got so heated, she stood up and walked out and waited for this guy to follow. It's unclear if Coach agreed, but the blow-up delayed the whole interview for about a half an hour. We're told once things calmed down, Ducklepool, who was spooked by the whole encounter, elected to wrap up things quickly and end up the awkward experience. Yeah, she's ruining his legacy. As for how the dumpster fire of the encounter got edited, we're told the higher ups at CBS and sports had to get involved to figure out how to salvage it. And while the second interview was scheduled to go down at a later time, it was ultimately scrapped. So she's ruining this guy. The whole ordeal isn't sitting well with Bill's Employers. We're told folks at UNC are now concerned about Hudson's influence on Belichick's tenure as the head football coach in Chapel Hill, especially with her essentially taking the role as his. I just said this. Essentially taking the role as his manager. As a source put it, there's a growing sense this could become a problem. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Crazy, 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 crazy. Man. And again, so what's to say? She has access now. Now she has access to, let's say, these young guys in football. She's just waiting for them to either kick the bucket or whatever. Listen, I'm not. My imagination is now running wild because we've seen this play out before. I for me to sit there and say we haven't seen this kind of play out before, we've seen this play out before, right? Where women make a career hopping and hopping and hopping from high profile dudes. They don't care about the guy's age. Does he have money? How much money does she have? Does she know that he's an easy mark? Okay, I'll marry him. I'll talk about marrying him. I'll manage him so that when I ultimately break up for somebody else for higher prospects or think I'm trading up, I can get some of that. Alyssa Farrah Griffith says, you gotta respect Bill Belichick's girlfriend, Jordan Hudson, after that wonderfully awkward interview. She got him under control. Now, of course, the women of The View would see this as something that's entertaining because they don't have no standards. They don't have no morals. These are some of the worst women, and they put them in front of a camera. Anybody who cares anything about the relations between men and women would view this as a bad thing. If you've ever had a relationship that you cared about somewhat, you would view this as a bad thing. Not the women of The View, apparently.
Just
He didn't have anyone else with him.
No, I know. I don't think he was allowed to. But being in that room and then watching her watch that screen like this and stuff, it just was rich because like he's done so much in his life, and you've got this person that I don't know.
You gotta respect her for it. I mean, one of the most legendary coaches, and she's got him under control.
She's good. She's good. You gotta respect her. Respect what? A girl boss? That's what you gotta respect. That's what's important here. You know, it's funny because on X, just recently there was a comment where it was a girl, and I might react to this and put it out there. There was this girl talking to some guy, and the guy is like, I'm guessing he's trying to relationship advice to women, and the woman says she's willing to have a baby with this guy, but she's not willing to date him. And the guy goes, so hold on, you're willing to create life with this individual, but you don't find him good enough to date. And she said no. And he goes, you know how crazy that sounds? But mind you, the way that he was talking, he was way too soft-handed with women, which I suffer from. I'm guilty of this as well. The way that I talk about women, you would think that I'm super duper mean to women and shit like that. No, I'm not. In real life, I'm not. I'm actually very nice to women. always been nice to women. The dude was going super soft-handed with this woman because, again, we're hardwired to be nice to women, right? Something that stupid, you need your friend who doesn't give a shit, who doesn't want to fuck ever, who doesn't see her as anything more than just a woman, to be like, yeah, you fucking crazy. Shut up. You know what? This interview over. You batshit crazy. You the reason why society's crumbling and dying, right? Me, on the other hand, I care about people. Though I generally stay alone, I care about people. So I get it where he's coming from, but that's what she needed to be told. You get what I'm saying? But hearing something like that, you would just think, wow, these people are fucking insane. But one more time from the view, one more time for the view, because I know there's people that sit there and they go, oh, this doesn't happen. Again, you go on Twitter and you just see nonsense and you just got to say to yourself, this is crazy.
I don't think he was allowed to. But being in that room and then watching her watch that screen like this and stuff, it just was rich because like he's done so much in his life, and you've got this person that I don't know.
You gotta respect her for it. I mean, one of those legendary coaches, and she's got him under control.
Whoopi's dreads are going into.
And again, and what I was saying about the whole thing with Twitter or on these online platforms is you got these low quality women who, at the end of the day, they're all the same. And the problem is, again, they're interwoven with normal women. So on Twitter, like I was saying before, when you get these girls who they get you in the first half, they pretend that they care, but ultimately the hive is the hive. And once a girl's going to the hive, I don't care if she pretends to change or she pretends to be a decent quality woman or a high quality woman. There are signs, and you can tell. So this woman who posted that video saying this girl is crazy, that she's willing to have a baby, um, with the guy but not date him, and then her very next comment was, "Oh, this is what we're talking." And it was a black girl who said this. This is what we're talking about. And it be these black women idolizing and worshiping these black men that's willing to do this. And she tried to flip the entire script to blame black men. She tried to flip the entire script to blame black men. You know what? I'm gonna put the not the video, but I'm gonna put a screenshot of it so you guys can see it. And this is what we're talking about. You let them talk enough, they've revealed themselves to you. It's all about the signs. You can give people a chance, but you gotta have your eyes open, because the heart wants what the heart wants, but you gotta use your head. I just want to look at some comments, honestly. I just want to look. Can we get some comments here? Please? Is there any comments? Like it or not, people are intrigued by a 49-year-old age gap in their ages. She's young enough to be his granddaughter. That may not have been so worrisome if she hadn't reacted the way she did during his interview. The whole interview was bizarre, with her interrupting like an abusive partner to control the narrative. He seemed at least distracted with her off to the side. Blink twice if you need help, Bill. So what's the big secret? Was she doing something illegal that he met her on an escort site or a gentleman's club? Seems an odd thing to get upset about. Well, we already saw with Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp was messing with this young girl who was an OnlyFans girl. She was busting it open. You know what I'm saying? What was the other video with the girl who dated the rock star? Got him a green card. Come find out, she was super duper driven. So when it came down to financials, when it came down to money, a lot of these girls they want money. And some girls, they realize, they go, hey, I don't need to be the richest. I just want to live a life of luxury. And if that means laying down with a guy that physically I am disgusted by and pretending, we already know girls can fake shit during sex. Funniest thing, they made a whole culture around it. The whole culture. We already know. We already know. So when it comes down to this type of shit, sorry, I think I gotta sneeze again. I don't want to sneeze. Hold on. So again, we already know that there's girls who are willing to say, you know what, I don't need to be Ashley St. Clair. You know, But again, with the girl who dated the Italian guy, got him a green card, and then he dipped on her ass, and now she's doing this show. I forgot what her name was. I said, oh, Lauren, and I said I don't trust women named Lauren. You look into her background. A lot of these women, when it comes down to money and they're driven a certain way, a lot of them are willing to do, well, disgusting shit. I don't think it's completely disgusting, but shit that ruins their chances in the future, which they'll come around and say that they deserve love. Not earn it, they deserve it. My thoughts exactly. This story is going to come out as being sketchy. If the Playboy Mansion was still in existence, that would be my first thought. She's a gold digger. Sorry, but if he doesn't want to respond, then he should have said exactly that to the interviewer. I hardly think Belichick, who has been in the spotlight just a wee bit longer, obviously much more frequently, and has a great deal more experience with the media than his girlfriend, needed her to intervene on his behalf. She made herself look controlling and attention seeking, and he just looked weak. Well, he's an older individual. He sees this woman. He clearly likes this woman. Men are willing to change and fall upon their own spines. There it is. Fall upon their own spines to satisfy women. Problem is, they ignore the signs, or maybe he knows. Maybe he knows he's at that point in his life where he just says, fuck it. I 100% agree. The way she jumped in quickly to answer the question for him made it appear as though she thought he was incapable of answering on his own. No, I think he would have answered. I think he probably would have answered in a way that would have made her look bad. And she's not about that. She's not ready, or she does not want people to know she probably a hoe bag. Or maybe the story's not as perfect as she likes. It could be that. I'm going to give it a benefit of the doubt. Maybe, just maybe, it's not as perfect as she would like. Or maybe she is an escort. Maybe she did do a lot of. Maybe she has a sex laptop past. Who knows? I'm over it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.